Hey guys, I wanted to shoot you a quick video to give you some announcements on the Wicked Awesome Challenge. I wanted to make sure all of you as adult leaders are on the same page. I know I've talked to some of you, but a lot of you are in the dark as far as the Wicked Awesome Challenge. So I just want to send you a quick video so that you and I are all on the same page. First thing is this: the Wicked Awesome Challenge is simply it's a challenge to our students to get them involved, keep them regular and consistent in coming to youth group. It's also designed to help them and encourage them to invite their friends. And also another aspect of the challenge is to get our students to start memorizing scripture. So the idea of the whole challenge is this, is that the students have opportunities to earn points. With the amount of points that they earn, they're trying to achieve the top spots, the top 2 high school students, the top 2 junior high students. They're trying to get the highest number of points at the end of the challenge, which end of the challenge will be finished at the end of May. The top 2 winners from high school and top 2 winners from junior high, we are all, or I say we all, the 4 of us and myself and my wife, we're all going to take a trip. That's kind of the grand prize, is an all-expense paid trip somewhere. So I haven't told the students. I'm going to kind of keep that a secret. I'll reveal a little bit of what the grand prize is as we go along. But ultimately, the goal is to push our students to show up consistently at church. And again, they do all these things to earn points. So what I want to do real quickly is just explain to you what that is. There's a few rules. Explain to you how the points work, the tracking process, your role in all of this, and then also explain kind of the theme nights. Each one of you should be receiving in your email here shortly an attachment to the email that gives you a breakdown of how everything works and what it looks like. The first thing you'll notice in that attachment is the point sheet. Each student will have their own point sheet, and that's how we'll track their points for that night. I'm going to have Kelly, Allison, and Sherida will be the 3 ladies that will be helping us when our students show up on Wednesday nights. Every student that shows up will have their own point sheet, and they will have to check in. Again, they get points for bringing visitors. They get points for bringing their Bible. They get points for saying scripture, memory verses. And then there's other ways throughout the night to earn points. So with that, we need a way of tracking that. So we have a point system tracking sheet. That'll be in the email. And again, Allison, Kelly, and Sherida will be set up Wednesday night in a checkout process to check in all our students to make sure we got their names. This first Wednesday night obviously will be a little more hectic because everybody's going to be trying to figure it out, understand the process of how it goes. But as soon as students come in, as soon as they come in the door, they'll come up to the check-in station. They will check in. They'll show them their Bible. They'll introduce any new guests that we have, and write down some totals of points for that. So that's how the check-in process works. In the future, obviously not this Wednesday night, but the next Wednesday nights to come, as soon as they check in, this is their opportunity to come over and say their memory verses. We give them one window of opportunity to say their verses before service starts, and we'll give them about a 10-minute window after services are over to say any memory verses. So if I could get Jason and James and Kurt, if I could get you 3 guys to be kind of the ones that listen in on the verses and make sure that they say their verses, and keep track of that. I'll have a separate verse sheet for you. That way you can track who's saying verses and how many points and things of that nature. So again, I'll give more in detail to those guys. Again, the point system is how we're going to track the winners. What you'll notice on the point sheets and on your email, there's kind of a breakdown of how everything works on as far as to which Wednesday nights we're doing what. Throughout this entire challenge, there are theme nights for certain Wednesday nights, and the first Wednesday night, which is tomorrow night, is the big one. And obviously, we've done the big one in the past, but now what we've done is we've set a goal for the big one of how many students we would like to see there that night. And if everybody brings friends, we'll easily reach the goal. But if we reach the goal, then what happens is every student that brings a friend, every student that's there, any games that we do, all the points are worth double. So, for example, if you set a memory verse, and normally the memory verses are worth 1,000 points, well, now that one memory verse is worth 2,000 points. If a friend is worth 10,000 points, now the friend's worth 20,000 points. But that only happens if we reach our goal. You'll notice as well that we have some theme nights, and a theme night is simply dressed up based on, you come dressed up to church based on the theme that we've put before you. So like in March, our theme night is retro night. It's 60s and 70s. So for every person that comes dressed up in 60s or 70s, they're going to earn points for being dressed up. Then we'll have a competition, and we'll have some judges to decide who's dressed up, who looks the most like, someone from the 60s or 70s. And first place will win an extra, 50,000 points or whatever. Second place will win 25. Third place will win 10, or however it looks. But the theme night is just a night that we want to push and encourage our students to do something a little silly, a little out of the box, come dressed up. And again, it's all to earn these points. Then you'll also notice one night of the month is a game night. So what we'll do is we'll play specific games to where either a team or a grade or guys versus girls, the winners earn extra points on top of that by winning the game. That'll come along. And then one theme night we'll have during the month is a food night. And the food night will look more like certain competitions. It'll be kind of game oriented, but it'll be certain competitions as far as who's eating what and things like that to earn points. So that's kind of how that'll work. That's all in your email attachment. Again, in the email attachment, there is a points breakdown of how many points people are worth, and visitors are worth, or scripture memorization, or whatever, how they can earn points. So that way, I want you to be familiar with that so you can encourage students, hey, look, those of you who memorized your verses, you're probably going to be in the top 10 or top 20. And if you memorize a lot of them, or the extra special memory challenge, then you're really going to put yourself in a position to really win this whole challenge. It also talks about how, if you bring a first-time guest, they're worth 50,000 points. Well, if you turn around and bring them back a second time, now they're worth 70,000. If they come back a third time, they're worth 90. If they come back for the rest of the series, then that person becomes a member, becomes part of the challenge, and they can earn points themselves after they've been here for 4 weeks in a row. So all that kind of stuff is spelled out here. Again, it goes through the game nights and what everything looks like. Again, the prize, when you get this email, the prize says that the trip, an all-expense paid trip to New York. I will let you know right now, that is not the prize, but it'll be an awesome trip that these students will want to go to. So obviously I'm not going to I'll keep it under wraps as far as what we're actually going to do. And each week I'll reveal kind of a little something about what the winner is going to get. That way it just kind of builds some momentum, builds some excitement. Again, it's going to last from this Wednesday night until the end of May, and we will go from there. Again, your role is important and vital for this, because this is for this to work really well, it's going to need your excitement, and it's going to need your energy. I'm going to need some help on the organizational side of things, because I am somewhat organized, but not a lot, and I really need your help in that. With this, and I need you to encourage our students. Some of these kids, especially our high school students, they're going to think it's lame, they're going to think it's gay, they're going to think it's stupid, they're going to find every excuse in the book why they shouldn't do this. But ultimately, I want to encourage you to push them, to encourage them to get involved. Again, this trip is going to be an awesome, awesome trip, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I believe that ultimately the goal of this whole thing is for students to invite their friends so that we can see students, high school students, find and follow Jesus. Come, hear the truth of who Jesus is, accept them as Christ, and get plugged into the church. This is just a tool that we can use to leverage the students' influences they have with their friends. So it's a great opportunity for kids to bring their friends, get involved, and get invited. And I really want us to push this with our kids. So if you see some of the negative Nancys out there, just try to squash that negative attitude about this. We want to make this awesome. And for us as adult leaders, if we're pumped, if we're excited, if we're dressed up, if we're going all out for this, then they're going to go all out for it too. So let me encourage you. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. Let me know. I know this is a long video, but I hope you took the time to watch it all. I'll look forward to seeing you on Wednesday night. If you can be there, again, be there 6:45 at the latest. You can be there earlier than that. That's awesome. I look forward to how God's going to use this. Love you guys. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for what you're doing for our students. I'll see you soon.